Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it's Thursday. It's January 16th. This will be our chart lesson for today. And real quickly, just a reminder, um, I leave for my vacation tomorrow, um, so no, I won't be in the office at all tomorrow. So no mid-morning chart, and I normally don't do chart lessons, the YouTube lessons on Friday anyway. So no YouTube lesson, and there won't be another YouTube lesson until I return. And it looks like I won't be back in the office till February the 10th. So I know it's a nice long stretch. It's always even longer than the holidays that I was off, and I hate that I'm taking 3 weeks so quickly. But again, this was just one of those once in a lifetime kind of opportunities to go to Antarctica, and I can't pass it up, so I'm taking it. And hope you enjoy. Um, hope you enjoy the while I'm gone. But and you'll just have to make do. Again, I hate it, especially for the new people that are eager to get started with their chart lessons and learning and all. But you can still study and learn and practice without me, and then you can compare your work to mine when I get back. So I'll get right on it when I get back. Starting in the office on the 10th. We come back on Saturday the 8th. That's assuming, with international travel, you never know what happens, but that's assuming all my travel works out with no problems, no delays or anything like that. I should be back in the office. Even if we're delayed by a day, that would still get me back on Sunday, and so hopefully I'll be back in the office on Monday. But barring no issues and the good Lord allowing it, I'll be back in the office Monday, February the 10th, and we'll get back on our normal schedule then. So until then, this is going to be it. Today's going to wrap it up. So let's get started on this. Um, you can see that the trend line still appears to be holding. We turned down right at we traded well outside of it, but notice how we closed back inside. The market is closed now, so we did close back inside. So as of now, this trend channel is still in play. Now, it doesn't mean we can't turn back up and go higher tomorrow, but as of right now, this trend channel is still in play. There's been no convincing close outside that trend channel line yet. So keep that in mind. And you can see it was a bearish day. We trended mostly down. We actually opened and trended up first and then reversed and trended back down and closed inside this channel. So let's flip. You can see it's a bearish day though. And we closed much lower. So let's flip over to the 2000 tick chart, take a look at it, and we'll work through the trades, and then we'll wrap this day and this week up. And here's a look at our 2000 tick chart, and you can see it was mostly sideways until this late afternoon. We had these two legs down. I would measure from there and there, probably there and there. And you can see we had a leg down, then a correction, then another leg down. And we closed near the lows, so and back inside that channel. So, but otherwise, this is again choppy and sideways, and again, this is not the easiest trading in the world. But there it is. You can see it, and let's zoom in here, and we'll go through all the trades. Okay, 7 o'clock came as we're just making this bottom here, and then we had the 7:30 news item, more retail sales and unemployment claims, and so you wanted to be flat for that. But notice what happens here. Really, we didn't get much out of the news today, and so really at a little after 7:35, I always wait at least 5 minutes or until it settles down. And you can see within 5 minutes there was not really much happening here, and we made a little triple test down here with this bar here. So I like going long there, and it's probably only good for a scalp, but it's a quick scalp. And we're just trending up. We get a close outside, and we kind of work sideways before we finally push up. I think we made a new high here. It's real close. That's 6,003 even. And this one's 6,003 and a quarter. So it doesn't look like we actually didn't get it even make a double top, but either way, there's still a triple test there with a nice signal bar. I like going short. And you should get a run. This if you catch this one trade, this is the only trade you need today. And you wouldn't have had this bigger trend line yet because it just sits right here. That's the second. That's just your first 2 points. So you don't really have this. So really, at this point, you're just playing the range. This tight range or congestion here, and that's a nice triple test with a very bearish signal bar. And if you catch that, the bottom just drops and it takes off. And there's this trade takes little or no heat at all, and it would be easy to trade this all the way down until you got your first bullish bar that broke higher, and that'd be right here. So if you could catch that one and catch a runner on it, then there's you a quick 13 points plus whatever you got on your scalp, and so that may be all you need today. Then you had your break and a couple of legs down, but you didn't quite make a new low. You can't go. I wouldn't go long there yet. We're just kind of working sideways. It's tempting to want to go long there, but that really looks congested and sideways. I'd just wait. There's a second entry right there. And there's a second entry short. I did not mark that second entry short, but I think you could take that. I think that trade's fine. Actually, the bar is only 6 ticks, so it's very low risk. It's clearly a new low right there, first entry, second entry. And we don't have a retest of this low, and that's a pretty good move down. So as you can see, it takes it a few minutes, but it finally drops on down and makes that new low. I don't see anything else in there that I just don't think you can go long right there on the first entry. So it ends up, this is just a range before it drops on lower, and I don't see any chance to trade that. And you don't want to try to pick a bottom down here, and it does just rally. And you get a first entry, and then this pulls back. That's a second entry long right there, and it does confirm that trend line. It's above the EMA, and notice the new high, first entry, and it just makes a double top, so it's still just a first entry. So a break above that's a second entry, and this is also a failed second entry short. Not really where you're looking for one, but you can throw that in there too. You get that same type setup right here, but signal bar is no good. And then first entry, and that makes a new high in first entry. And it turns down. This confirms that trend line, and it turns lower, but there's no setups there or entries. And then again, we're just bouncing across here. You do get a triple test, but no signal bar. Finally comes back. You get a decent setup here. It's only 6 ticks, but it's a bullish bar, and it is at least a triple test by them, but you're still in this downtrend channel. But here you get a close outside, and it tests that one more time. And so I like going long there regardless. There's just strong support there, and prices are struggling. So runs up with 2 legs, and then it actually breaks higher and fails and turns down. You could trade this on an engulfing bar because it's fairly bullish, so you could go short 1 tick below the green bar there when this comes by, or you could wait and go short here. Of course, it makes it a fairly big bar, 26 ticks by that time, but it's still a second entry short. And we bounce here. It's a second entry again. You could go long here, but I'd want to wait on a higher low, and you don't get it. It just runs up here. No short up here. Comes back, gets the first entry, then it turns lower again and turns back up. A break above that bar is a second entry long. I like that one. You don't get a large run or anything, but it's a quick scalp. It comes back and it tests it yet again. And another nice signal bar, and this time it takes off. And you probably could have got a runner on that one. Maybe you exit when you get up here to the highs. I don't know, but it ends up breaking higher and taking off. You don't get another chance to enter this one. It just runs straight up and then reverses and runs down. And I don't see a chance to go short or long up through here. That's just a first entry, first entry. There's a hidden second entry here, but the signal bar is too neutral. And then we rally and get the break outside. And you can't really short here till you get a close outside that green channel and a new high, and there it comes in. So that one is tempting there, but it just looks too sideways and congested. Everything's above the EMA. Wait and see if you get a lower high, and you don't get a tradable one. You do get a lower high here, but it's not tradable. And then another lower high or first entry, and then we bottom out. Again, nothing to buy or sell down through there. And it starts its way up. Nothing I'd want to buy on the way up here so far. And until here, maybe you go short because you test this multiple times here. And again, you got a fairly bearish bar that's only 7 ticks, so I like going short right there. And that's another quick, easy scalp, and then it bounces. Now you could argue there's a triple test here, and it is a second entry long, or no, I'm to take that back. I think it's a first, second, and then you actually make a new swing high here, so that's a first entry. There's a possible hidden second entry there, but it is a triple test. I think you could argue for that. I'm going to at least mark that one green. It does make a new low, so waiting on a higher low. And then this one makes a lower high, but you're on a failed breakout, and the former resistance is acting as support there. So I'm a little wary of entering short there as well. And you run back down, work sideways and drop and test this low again. And again, that's 7 ticks, very low risk. It's, it's kind of a neutral bar. It's not necessarily bearish, but it's not bullish anyway. So, but you've tested it now 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Maybe you take that trade. I'm just going to leave it green. And of course, you come back here and test it again. But notice how you hadn't been able to get above the midline at all. So that makes it really risky going long there now, because you may not get back to the high again. And look what happens. You don't. I think it would have worked and you would have scalped out, but it's not worth risking. Yeah, you would have got 3 points there and scalped out. But again, it's just not worth risking. I'd sit tight. And then you get a lower high here with no room, a little breakout. And that's actually a second entry short. Notice the new low, and it says first entry. Then it breaks higher, fails, and turns back down. So there's a second entry right there. It does confirm the trend line. The problem is it looks a little congested, and it's on a breakout. So a lot of times those fail. But I'll leave that price action on there, but I'd be wary of entering on that trade. Here you get another second entry, but it's a little inside bar. It doesn't make an equal high, doesn't make an equal low. It is a second entry short, but it's just not a good setup. You do get what looks like a close outside and a couple of swings to a new low there, and then you bounce. You get a first entry, and then you turn up. That's a second entry short right there. And again, it's 7 ticks, fairly low risk. And you come back down here and you bounce, and then you bounce again. So you've bounced here 3 times in a row. So you got a triple test. And this is an engulfing bar. I'm not sure if this went higher or lower first. I'm honestly not sure. So if this didn't go higher first and trap you in on the engulfing bar, don't take this trade. Just wait for this bar to close, and when it closes real bullish, then you could go long there. The fact that this one made a lower low, it did close back inside, so I don't know if this one broke higher here first or not, so I'm not sure if you could have played this other one. I'm just going to leave it as is. I just noticed there's a triple test there. And if you could have played the other bar, you just got to remember this turned out to be an engulfing bar, so you'd have to move your stop below the previous low, or risk getting stopped out, and so then you got to take on a lot more risk. So unless you got trapped into this because it broke higher first and then turned down, don't trade this engulfing bar. Wait for it to close and then enter 1 tick above it. And prices just take off. It's a quick move up, close outside and a couple of swings higher, and you get a triple test right there with a bearish bar. I like going short. You may not have got in this one because it gaps over. You can see those bars do not overlap. It just gaps and keeps going. So you may not have got in that one. And then it bounces, comes back up first entry, comes back up first entry, and then back to the main trend line and back to the EMA, and then there's a second entry long right there. I like that one. Runs up to a new high, turns down again. We're working lower, close outside new low, and then we make a higher low. Now you could have, based on the way we usually play this, you could have considered this one, although it's green and aggressive, and say, hey, we'll wait on the lower high, which came here when I've already marked that one. And it took it a minute, but it would have worked, and it would have been another, you wouldn't have got a runner or anything. And so that takes us well into 230 and nothing else to trade there. So another interesting trading day. Yesterday we traded up, but most of the up move came early in the overnight. Well, today we traded down, but most of the down movement came in this channel right here. But we did get another 2 legs down later in the day, but of course we were starting from kind of middle of the original highs and lows there of that blue channel. So it's mostly sideways again. It was early down and then mostly sideways until a late sell-off. So again, it's not the easiest trading. Now today was a little easier than yesterday, but it's still not the easiest trading that you can see or have. That's not the easiest price action to read, but it is what it is. We have to trade what the market gives us, or we sit tight. Just remember that. Don't force your trades. Be disciplined, and make sure you follow the rules. And if you do that, you're going to be light years ahead of everybody else. Doesn't mean you're going to be making money yet, but if you can do that, if you can stay disciplined, follow the rules, and trade appropriately, you're going to be way ahead of most people. And as the better you get at reading this chart, the easier it's going to get and the better you're going to get. So anyway, there it is. That's going to do it. I'm not going to be back to do another one till February 10th, barring something crazy happening. I look forward to seeing you when I get back. Bear with me being gone one more time here for a little bit, and I'll try to slow down on my vacations. At least any long period ones that probably won't be anything but 3-day weekends going forward for a while. But there it is. Hope you had a good trading day. I hope you had a good week. Once again, I want to wish everybody a happy new year, and because we'll be well past the new year by the time I get back. So I wish everybody the best. And I think that's going to do it. I'm just trying to think of anything else I might need to go over before, because it's going to be a while before we talk again. But I think that's going to do it. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm done for today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.